Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Closers Cafe, Wednesday morning, November 19th. We are going to dig into a text script that is working like crazy for me to uncover, to find, to get into conversation with motivated sellers or potentially motivated sellers. I'm going to give an update, an example of my deal of the week. That's what I was sharing yesterday. We had some problems with that, with the stuff that was going on with Cloudflare being down, etc. But I want to share the actual email template that's going out this morning. And then we have a guest coming on at 9 a.m. Originally, I was going to keep this short and sweet, but I figured let's just have him on and we'll share what we're doing and what we're building. I'm going to leave that be a little bit of a secret, a surprise for that. But the main topic for today is a text script or template that you can R&D, rip off and deploy in your business for uncovering motivated sellers. So my plan is this. I'm going to give you the script. I'm going to give you examples of the script and from my own business that have turned into appointments and potential phone calls, etc. And actually, good morning, Spencer. Thanks, thanks for the comment. And actually, I want to share examples of that script and how multiple clients that I've generated with that. This script has been a big or played a big role for me. I looked up my numbers the last 78 days, I guess 79 now, but I looked from September 1st till now. I have 13 closed transactions, 6 or 7 new listings taken, and I have 7 more deals in escrow. And this script has played a big role in that. When I look at and do an audit of what are the 20% of activities or strategies or what is the 20% of my actions that have yielded the 80% of the results? This script has played a big role in that. And I'm going to give you that script as well as some other scripts that are working great right now for me as well. I've shared these scripts over the last few weeks, but we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught, and myself included with that. We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. If you're excited to take this text script, and use it in your own business to find motivated sellers, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Drop a comment. I would love to hear a win from the last 24 hours, and would love to know what thing are you committing to today to grow your business. Now, this session, the first half hour here, is a teaser for the mastermind later today. Every Wednesday morning at 11 a.m., I do a Zoom mastermind session for real estate agents that want to grow their business. It is free to attend. They are more interactive than these live streams because we're all in a Zoom meeting room. And the topic today is cold outbound versus warm inbound motivated sellers, motivated seller leads, cash offer request leads, etc. So what's the difference in those? And then how do you convert them? Because there's 2 different ways to convert them. How you convert them it's very different converting cold outbound leads and motivated sellers versus warm inbound leads and motivated sellers. So we're going to break that down. Today, I'm going to give you a little bit of or this morning, I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser of what that topic is in the presentation that I built out. And I want to give you a text script, something very tactical that you can take and start using literally this morning. In fact, what I would encourage you to do is to take it and use it while we're still live here. Okay. While we're still live. David, new listing going live today. Kudos to you. I'll share my wins from the last 24 hours. Last night, got scheduled an appointment for tomorrow from an inbound motivated seller lead that came in. That's number one. Number two, I got listing contract signed. So similar to David, it's going to be coming soon tomorrow morning, and then we'll be live on the market on Tuesday morning. So those are my wins. And then my action item for today is I'm cheating a little bit, but the action item is I'm going to get an ad live for a simple email funnel that my guy Ryan is going to help me build here at the top of the hour at 9 a.m. Okay. Without further ado, let me get right into these scripts. Okay. Let me get right into these scripts. I've shared this doc a few times over the last few weeks. And if you don't have a copy of it yet, you want a copy of it, shoot me a DM or text me at 717-571-0456. If you're watching on the TikTok live stream, if you want to see my screen and have a more interactive experience, you can come on over to the Josh Schoenly coaching channel on YouTube. That's where we're live streaming with the screen share. So these three, and I actually included in here 4 text, email, and phone scripts they're working incredibly well for me right now. I can't guarantee if or how they'll work for you, but I just know for me right now, they are working incredibly well to uncover more opportunities, to specifically create more conversations, because the more conversations we have, the more contracts we write, the more closings we will have and be depositing our commission checks, or in my case, be receiving direct deposits, which is fun when they hit the bank account. Okay. So in a minute, I'm going to share the text script for motivated sellers, but I have to do this work anyway, and it gives me an opportunity to highlight another great script that's working incredibly well. Overnight, I got a lead on one of my listings through, I think it was Zillow. So this was a free lead that came through the Zillow portal. I don't pay Zillow any, I don't pay them for advertising, but because I have the, listings live, I get leads through that portal, and I have it directly set up so those leads flow into Bold Trail. But I have found that by using this script and what I'm about to do here, I have been able to create more conversation opportunities, and therefore more appointments and more contracts. So let me just share this one right here. This fellow, his name is Kevin. He came through last night on one of my listings. Again, it was a Zillow portal lead. I'm going to try and call him first and foremost, and then I'm going to use the text script, because most likely he's not going to answer. If he answers, that'd be great and be fun. But if not, I'm going to use this text script that is getting a ton of responses and engagement. If you're watching on TikTok live and you want to see my screen and the scripts that I have on my screen, just come on over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. I should probably spell my name Schoenly. I don't know why it's spelled or pronounced like that when it's spelled like that, but here we go. Voicemail.
The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Kevin, this is Josh with EXP Realty. It looks like you had requested info on one of our listings last night, the one at 94 Meadowbrook Drive in Ickesburg. I was calling to make sure you got all the info you were looking for, and just have a quick question for you when you have a minute as well. I'm going to text you as soon as I hang up, and hope to hear from you soon. Bada bing, bada boom. Now I am going to mark him. I called through the Bold Trail app. I'm going to mark him as left voicemail. And then I'm going to text him, and I'm going to text him directly from my cell phone. And it's a blue text. So that's good news. Hey, Kevin, it's Josh with EXP Realty. Looks like you requested info on one of our listings at 94 Meadowbrook Drive, ? Did you get all the info you were looking for, ? Boom. There it is. Whoops. There it is. Where is it? There it is. And whoever texted me for the scripts, I will absolutely text you that over as soon as the live stream is done. looks like somebody in Texas, maybe. I will send that as soon as we're done. So that's not even the script that I promised or had planned to share this morning, the text script for finding motivated sellers, but I needed to do that anyway. And that script has also been working incredibly well. So here's the script for motivated sellers. I'm going to share the script, and then I'm going to share exact examples of this script in action yesterday that has created phone appointments for me today with potentially motivated sellers. Okay. This is a teaser of what I'm going to do a deeper dive on our weekly mastermind, which is later this morning, 11 a.m. Eastern on Zoom. If you need that link, you can DM me or text me, or you can go to growwithjosh.com/MM for mastermind. growwithjosh.com/MM for mastermind. Or just DM me or text me. I'll get you the link. So here's the script. Hey, first name, who we got on here? Hey, John, would you consider selling your property at street address to a private client of mine before the end of the year? Now, the before the end of the year is very specifically, it's very specific to right now, right? So we're at a point where to make a transaction come together before the end of the year, it's getting a little tighter, but it adds more context to the script. Now, I will tell you that it still works great even if you don't have before the end of the year. In other words, even if it just said, hey, John, would you consider selling your property at 123 Main Street to a private client of mine, ? That works. But the more context you can put, the better. You don't want it to be too long, but more context is helpful. That's the script, okay? That's the script. Now, you can use this script with a bunch of different potential motivated sellers. You can use them with any seller leads you already have in your CRM or database. Maybe they were home value request leads, or Z buyer seller leads, or maybe some other motivated seller leads, which, by the way, on the mastermind at 11 a.m., I'm going to share my top 5 recommended pay per lead providers of motivated sellers. There are 5 of them that I have used and am using that have worked really well for me. I'm going to share that entire list and how they work and how I convert them, etc. That's at the 11 a.m. mastermind later this morning. growwithjosh.com/MM. Let me pull up. This is you're getting a little sneak peek of what we're going to cover later today. So here's an example. I'm going to pull this full screen. This would be full screen, which, by the way, if you're watching on TikTok and you want to see what's on my screen, I can't share my screen on TikTok, but actually I never did this before. Let's try this. Can I flip my, how do I flip my, my camera? I can't even flip. Well, I'm not even going to try that. Just hop over to Josh Shane. Oh, there it is. Josh Schoenly Coaching. Look at this. There we go. Hop over to Josh Schoenly Coaching, and you can see my screen. So I sent this exact text out yesterday. In fact, I dripped out this text to a bucket of potentially motivated sellers, potentially distressed sellers. Hey, Stanley, would you consider selling your property at Stanley's street address to a private client of mine before the end of the year? Thanks, Josh. He said yes. Now, I will tell you that is the exception. Most of the time, they don't just tell you yes, but I've got more examples in here of what is more common. Okay, but I wanted to show you what a layup looks like. Okay, this is a layup. He said yes. Got it. Thanks. Okay, this is my response. This is how you convert them, right? Because there's the conversation starting script, and then there's like, well, what do I do with that? What do I do once they are interested? So here's my reply back. Got it. Thanks. Would you have time for a quick chat later today or tomorrow morning to confirm? And well, I have a grammatical error here, but to confirm a few details about the property. And he said tomorrow between 9:30 and 10:30. I said, perfect. I'll call you around 9:45. I'll call from my personal cell phone. If I'm still live streaming while we're on here, okay, if I'm still live streaming, I'll make that call while we're live. In fact, maybe that means I have to now. I have to now stay on until that happens. Here's another one. This again. These are from yesterday, and then I'm going to finish with some older conversations where this started the conversation that has turned into multiple transactions. Okay, and I shared at the beginning. I looked up my numbers from September 1st, so the last 78, 79 days, something like that. I've closed 13 transactions. I've taken 6 or 7 new listings. Can't remember exactly. 6, 7. Just stupid, but I didn't intend to do that. And I have 7 more that are currently transactions, 7 more that are currently in escrow. Okay. And not all of them have come from this, but I can tell you that, a fair amount of activity has come from this scripting, and a lot have come from all of the scripts on the doc that I promised to share with anybody who's interested. Okay, here's another example. Hey, Brett, would you consider selling your property to a private client of mine? Who is asking and why? Who is asking and why? Right? This is Josh with EXP Realty, and because we have several private clients looking for multifamily properties, ideally to purchase before the end of the year. He said it's a 3-unit, each with bedrooms on separate lots. I don't know what he was talking about. That was kind of a confusing way to explain. Closed by the end of the year is aggressive unless you meet my price, which is north of 225. North of 225, like what? That's again, odd conversation, but whatever. And then he gave me the market rent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then it sounded, so here's the punchline. Sure, I'll call you tomorrow to ferret out the details. Ferret out the details. I don't know if that's a central PA thing or whatever. Ferret out the details. Anyway, if I don't hear from him by this afternoon, I'm going to call and text Brett to see where we can go from there. That's another example. Here's another one from yesterday. Hey, Jacoby, would you consider, oh boy, I need to get that off the screen or go smaller screen, because when I'm showing this, these private details, it increases the likelihood of YouTube flagging it, and I don't want to do that. So I said, he said, call Tiffany. Got it. What's the best number for her? He gives me the number. You'll be better off if you don't mention my name. Just tell her you found her on record or something. So it sounds like this is a couple that is separated, or, I don't know if they're divorced yet or not. But he gave me the goods there. He gave me the goods. So here's another example. Why am I sharing this example? There's no conversation here. Okay. I'm going to go full. I can go back to full screen here for a minute. So why am I sharing this one? Hey, Steven, would you consider selling your property at street address to a private client of mine before the end of the year? Here's more context. Okay. So this is an additional context that I put on this particular cold outreach. We haven't been able to find them anything on market that works as of yet. Thanks, Josh. Why did I share this? There's no response to this. Stephen held on to this text, quote unquote, for over a week. And then he called me on a Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago. Not this past Saturday, the Saturday before. So we have a great conversation. And I end up looking at the property. I think it was last Tuesday afternoon. And it is one that I think we're going to buy ourselves versus taking it to my private client, because I really like the deal. It's really a good one. Okay. If you're getting value from these actual examples and the script, please do me a huge favor. Give me a thumbs up. And if you're watching on YouTube and you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, smash the notification bell, et cetera, et cetera. So here, I'm going to finish with these 2 examples. And then this is part of a deeper dive that we're going to do later on our Wednesday mastermind. We do a Zoom mastermind every Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. You can come for free. And today's topic is cold outbound versus warm inbound motivated seller leads, where they come from, how to generate them or pay for them, etc. And more importantly, how to convert them into actual business, because you have to approach them very differently. Here's another example. I'm going to give you 2 more examples. This Steve here, I did not know Steve. I'm going to grab this call. It's probably, no, it's a spam call. I was going to grab it. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry, I get squirrel mode. Kevin already responded. Hey, Josh, I'm in an appointment right now, but I can text. I was hoping to see a seller's disclosure if there is one. I'm from Philly, and I've been searching for a second home. Right on. I'll send you the seller's disclosure and additional info here in a minute. And then if you'd like to chat or check it out in person, just shoot me a text or give me a buzz back later. Thanks. I mean, not too shabby, not too shabby. It does mean that I'm going to pivot slightly for a second here. And I'm going to log into Bright, and I'm going to send him the disclosure. Why am I doing this? Why am I interrupting what I was sharing to do this? Because, and this is something you should write down. This is something that you should write down. Money follows speed. Money follows speed. Those 3 words. And time kills all deals. Money follows speed, and time kills all deals. So the faster you act on something, this person is interested and wants more information, the sooner I get it to him, the more likely I am to create an opportunity from that. And time kills all deals. What that means really is, like, the more things are stretched out, the more you let things wait or sit, the more likely it is to kill the deal. Now, I need to find the right window here. Okay, so I need to find Kevin and his email. And I'm going to put him over here. So I'm going to share these. I'm going to share these with him. I'm going to create a contact. If you are watching on TikTok and you want to see my screen and what I'm doing here, just hop on over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. Disclosures and more for 94 Meadowbrook. Thanks, Josh. So, and then I will confirm that I sent him. Just emailed those over to you. I sent them to the iCloud email. If that's not the right one, let me know. Thanks. There we go. Back to the topic at hand. So I'm going to finish with these 2 examples. I'm going to share you quickly my deal of the week email, and then our special guest is going to be hopping on, and we're going to build out an email funnel or an email pipeline around an idea that I've been talking about a lot to help other real estate agents. And I think you'll get some value and find it interesting. And I love collaborating with my guy, Ryan. So this example, this was a text message that I sent on August 5th. I'm going to get to the punchline, and then I'm going to backtrack. I sent this text message on August 5th. It is November 19th. I have now closed 2 transactions with Steve. Closed 2 transactions. Properties that I sold for him. He is he's been looking at properties that he's going to use some of the proceeds to purchase. And so we've been writing offers on that. So I'm going to get a 3rd transaction. And he's already referred me another client. So I've closed 2, and I have 2 more in progress from this one text message to this one client. Now, the trick is you can't just send one, right? Like it's in the volume of activity and the taking something that works, this script, and going bananas with it. So the script, here's how this was adapted in this example. Hey, Steven, would you consider selling your vacant land at, and the address, to a private client of mine? Thanks. That was it. I do have a nice 4-acre plot perked and probed, ready to go. And I said address or APN, And he said, Boots Hollow Road is now 3 lots, same property. Gotcha. Would you have time for a quick chat a little later today or tomorrow morning? I'm free if I have service. So I called. I then emailed him a proposal. And you can see that proposal. If you want this, I recorded him a Loom video proposal. And he was leery of watching the Loom video. So I took the Loom video and I turned it into a PDF proposal. And he even said, I don't really want to open a video on my phone. Call me old fashioned, but it seems sketchy to this old man. I grew up when paper was popular. So that was great. I forgot he sent me that. He and I have a great relationship now. He's awesome. Anyway, I turned the Loom proposal, the transcript, into a PDF. If you want that doc, I'd be happy to share. I have a document that has a bunch of examples of Loom videos and proposals that I made in the video, and then in some cases turned them into a PDF. I actually have to do 2 more of those today as well. I'll add those to that document. And if you want that doc, just DM me or text me at my personal cell phone, 717-571-0456. I'll give one other example here. This is lengthy. And if you join me later on the mastermind, I'll give you this slide deck and other resources. And actually, even if you can't join me tomorrow, all of the replay of the mastermind later and the resources, the slide deck, I have several Google Doc resources that I'll be sharing. All of that will go into our free Skool community. Our free Skool community, there should be a link with this video. Skool as in Skool. And our Skool community is leads, listings, and leverage. You can join that for free. The replay will be in the classroom. So this was Donald. And his reply to the text script, would you consider selling your vacant land at address to a private client of mine? He just said 100,000. I said, I asked some clarifying questions. We went back and forth, and I put together a Loom proposal for him. And I'm not because Ryan's hopping on any minute. He might even be in the green room. I'm gonna cut to the punchline. I've sold his vacant land. Commission on that for me was $7,500, not too shabby, especially because I've capped. So I got 100% of that, minus a little transaction fee. And I also have his sister's parcel listed as well. And he has a cabin that at some point, probably not this winter, maybe not, it probably won't be until late summer, early fall next year. He's going to allow me the opportunity to list that as well. The other thing with these two is they both also left me Google reviews, rave reviews on Google. And it all started with the text script right here. Hey, Ricky, would you consider selling your property at street address to a private client of mine before the end of the year? And you can, before the end of the winter, before the end of the spring, before the end of the summer, right? In the next couple months. There's any number of ways that you can kind of tweak it and make it appropriate. And I gave examples of other contexts that you can provide. For example, the one that I said, we just haven't been able to find anything that fits on the market, available on the market right now. One other thing that I want to just close the loop on from yesterday's topic. So yesterday we were talking about the deal of the week, sending out a deal of the week email and how that is the best, simplest, most effective weekly email newsletter a realtor or real estate agent can send. You can go back and check that out. I shared the script. I have resources for the full system. Let me show what the actual email I have going out looks like now that it is scheduled up. I couldn't get it scheduled yesterday because of the Cloudflare issues that were happening. But right here, if I go into my bold trail, and this might be a problem. I have so many contacts and scheduled mass emails. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load up. While that's loading up, let me see if Ryan, where's the right window here? Let me see if Ryan is in the Zoom room. Not the Zoom room. The street. Hey, he is. Wait, you were there? You were able to add yourself? You've just been hanging out, listening?
Yeah, I think you're in my StreamYard account.
No, that's
Or
not.
vice versa.
That's not that. You're lying. That's very well possible. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm like, why
who
am I an admin in here?
That's fun. Okay, well, for whatever reason, you know what? It won't load up. Here's where I can show it. Here's where I can show it, and then we're gonna pivot to what Ryan is on here for. We're gonna transition, change, do a little presto changeo. I posted this on my community page on YouTube, and why can't I show this bigger? How do I make this full screen? For crying out loud! Well,
Control plus.
Control plus. There you go.
Well,
Thank you.
I mean, just
But that's still kind of
window.
jacked up. But whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So the subject line, RE : brackets and the date, deal of the week in Central PA, and then in parentheses for Ryan, or for who we got over here? I don't know. For Red. For Anthony. There we go. Here's our Central PA deal of the week, Ryan. ... It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, single-family home on over an acre in CV Schools. And then I've got 5 bullet points. Very conveniently located, needs some renovation, huge upside value, large screened-in porch and deck for entertaining. No HOA. Price was reduced by $35,000. Who do you know that might be interested? Just hit reply, and I'll get you all the details, pics, floor plan, community details, and more. There is a PS on this, which is actually part of the magic in what will get more responses. And maybe while we pivot, I'll end up coming back to that, or maybe this will load eventually, and I'll be able to share that because that was part of the conversation yesterday. The PS with your deal of the week will drastically increase the amount of responses or replies you get, and that's all we're looking for. We're looking for replies because all conversion happens in conversation, and the more conversations you have, the more contracts you write, the more closings you will have as well. So
I want to test. I
What's
want to
that?
test putting like a nursery rhyme or something nonsensical in an email, and just have the PS be whatever I want them to click. And see
There
if
you
there's any
go.
difference.
Listen, I mean, it's worth a shot. You might get some people that reply with question marks or whatever.
Yeah.
But in yesterday's session, I give you the template, etc. Just some final things on the deal of the week email. Number one, you should all send it. No excuses. Period. Full stop. Send a deal of the week email. It should be all text, no links, no images, no nothing. And it should have a PS because there are a certain number of people that will be directly interested in it. But if you make or craft a PS that has more potential appeal, they're more likely to reply. A simple way to do it, a simple formula, which is in my deal of the week system template. PS, right now, there are 37 recently price reduced homes available for sale in blank area. Do you want to see, or would you like me to send you the complete list? So it's a simple one. That's not the PS I used yesterday. I tried to get a little fancy with the one yesterday. And maybe I'll share that depending on how much longer we go. David sent his deal of the week email yesterday. Love it. And Charles, good morning to you, good sir. So we're going to pivot. All right. That was my topic for today. I wanted to share the text script that is working incredibly well to get motivated sellers to raise their hand and create a conversation opportunity for you. I wanted to close the loop on the deal of the week email. And now what we're going to do is I asked Ryan if he had time this morning to help me build out a simple funnel. If you're friends with Ryan, if you know Ryan, you might have been seeing in your meta feed him making an offer around a concept called the 1-hour email funnel. The 1-hour email funnel.
Email engine.
Email. Oh, engine.
Yeah, it's alliterative. It's a little more
better.
alliterative.
Engine's better. Yeah. I like it. Funnel's getting tired anyway. Like, it's kind of getting tired and overdone. And so I had an idea that I wanted some help with. And I thought, well, originally we were just going to hop on Zoom, he and I figured, well, why don't we just live stream this? Because there's it's applicable on some level to everyone watching here, either directly or indirectly. And so the concept we're going to build out is a 1-hour email engine that I want to build to connect with more real estate agents who would be interested in checking out my 3-step plan for closing 50 transactions in 2026. And this kind of,
this is B2B. This is B2B, not B2C.
This is B2B, not B2C, right? So, but it's relevant because you could build out the same idea B2C, right? You could build out a 1-hour email engine B2C.
For any business.
Yeah. And if you want to see and hear Ryan, if you're on the TikTok live and you want to see and hear Ryan, you got to hop over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube. Yeah, we're TikTok live too. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff going on here. Wow. So that's what we're going to build out.
6'7". I'm on TikTok.
No, I actually I did that. I don't know if anybody got it. I did that earlier because I was saying that I had 6 or 7 new listings that just went live. So just a little bit more backstory to this. Last week on my Wednesday mastermind, it was like an hour, 70 minutes or so. I walked through the 3-step plan for closing 50 listings in 2026. And just so you know, it's not theory. In the last 79 days, I looked from September 1st till now. I have closed 13 transactions. I've taken 6 or 7 new listings, and I'm doing that kind of kiddingly, but I can't remember if it's 6 or 7. And I also have 7 more transactions in escrow. And not all of it has come through that 3-step plan, but a lot of it has come either directly from that or other opportunities that came from clients that I connected with through that plan. Okay, so that's why I shared that last week. Then I had a longtime Facebook friend. I think you know Oren too, Ryan. Oren in like Chicagoland area. I can't remember his last name right now. Anyway, we were DMing on Facebook, and he wanted to do. He was, for one reason or another, he said something about doing more deals, and I sent him the replay of last week, and he said, "Man, this is 60 minutes." And he's kind of giving me a hard time. And I was like, okay, well, there's something to that. And so that inspired me to record a short, punchy, it's like 8 or 9.
It's gotta be 6 or 7 minutes these days. You can't
So I didn't quite get it 6 or 7, but a shorter, punchier version of that. And so the email engine idea is this. I want to make an offer to agents who want to explore this 3-step plan. The thank you, or what I'm going to deliver to them is the short version of that. And then for those that are interested, give them 3 ways to go deeper on that plan. If they choose to, they can schedule a time to chat with me. They can watch last week's 60 or 70. See what I did there? It was 60 or 70 minute replay. And then they can there's a deeper dive that I did 2 weeks prior to that, which was like a full half-day masterclass. So they can choose to go down a rabbit hole with me if it's something they're interested in. So Ryan is going to help, at least I think, build out this engine. I don't know if we'll get to the ads today, but we'll at least get to what happens after someone raises their hand and says, I'm interested in that. I would like more information about that thing, whatever that thing may be.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Can I share?
I shared a doc with the assets. Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
I prepared slightly, at least slightly more than sometimes when hold on.
I prepared by looking at it 6 minutes ago, right before we started.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
Oh, wait.
There we go. I think I got it now.
We got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
while while you're doing that, I'm going to mute myself, but I'm going to be right back. I have to, I drank too much coffee, and then I also need more coffee. So Ryan's going to riff here a little bit. I'm going to mute myself, and I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm in the Quentin.com interface. Quentin's just a software system. It's an email marketing platform that actually has a lot of marketing automation built in on top of it. So it's not fair to call it email marketing only. But basically, I've been using this to build out small little engines or funnels, and have gotten to the point where we can do this pretty quickly. So Josh's task here, he sent me this doc, his 3-step plan for closing deals in 2026 is basically his offer, right? So anytime we build out one of these engines or a funnel, whatever it is, we think about what we're going to offer first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build a page or some place where somebody can opt in for the offer. And then we're going to give them the thing they opted in for. So that's what I'm going to do today. live here as I go through in Quentin, and then we'll build out a quick little email sequence at the back end of that, and then hopefully have time to throw some traffic on top. And as I do this, just keep in mind that this process can pretty much be repeated for any business, in my opinion, for any offer, anything you're doing, whether it's your own stuff, affiliate stuff, client stuff, whatever. You can even do this for a single listing if you wanted to, like really drill it down. So I'm going to pull this over to the side, and I'm just going to call this something. We got to give it a title, three-step plan, 50 deals. Okay, it's going to create the new campaign in the Quentin canvas here. Over on the left and over on the right, you'll see trigger items and action items. So basically, things that happen and what happens after these things happen. I'm going to start by making our trigger item a landing page. This could also be a Facebook lead ad. It could be a form on a third-party site. It could be somebody books a meeting with me. Lots of different ways for somebody to sort of initially come into your fold. But I'm going to build out a very simple landing page for this idea. And I'm going to follow Josh's copy here and not deviate, because Josh knows how to do this stuff. So I'm just going to start by doing a headline and then a subheadline in a simple landing page on the canvas. So this is sort of the base template that loads up here, but I've been going a little simpler. And for purposes of demonstration, Josh can kind of mess with this a little bit more later, but I'm going to use a very simple template, one column. We're not going to really mess around too much with the design right now. So I'm just going to pick this blue one right here, and I'm going to put Josh's title up top, paste it in. My three-step plan for closing 50 deals in 2026. Now, Josh, this could be, do you want to say my three-step, or you want to say your three-step plan?
I want to say my, because I think if you listen to people that I think are much smarter than me from a marketing perspective, people like Daniel Priestley, who I've really been digging lately. If you listen to people like Alex Hormozy, Gary Vaynerchuk, and those type of people, sharing your here's how I, or here's my, versus here's how you can do that, right? Because you're projecting out that it should be their plan. I'm presenting my plan, and maybe you're interested in my plan and maybe not. But this is my plan, and I have proof in it. So I've already thought through in the ads some of what I'm going to include to provide proof that this plan works, which is, and I've shared it several times this morning, it's my results over the last 79 days since September 1st. It's 13 closed transactions. I'll just say 6 new listings taken and 7 other contracts in escrow. And not all 100% from this three-step plan, but a significant amount from it.
Yeah, awesome. Now, let's go ahead. I'm getting myself in the weeds a little on the actual template here. Here we go. And Josh, I said before, you can just change the way this looks later, but I'm going to get the very basics up. Probably a good idea if you had a picture of you in here. What do you think? We are playing on the personal branding. I can put a little picture down on the bottom if you want.
Yeah. You want to grab my new profile picture that I
yeah, where's that at?
Yesterday. I mean, you can go wherever. It's all.
Is that like sitting in Josh VIPs or something like that?
You know what? Oh crap! I need to change it there. I totally forgot. On any of my socials, if you go to Facebook, I did want to change it there as well. It's just a black and white picture of me. Okay. That is relevant to what I look like. It was literally taken yesterday.
Yeah, Josh, on the personal branding front, I mean, I like this a lot. What you're saying, like mine, an example of you, and it seems to be where marketing is going, right? People want to work with people.
You know what's crazy, Ryan? You and I, years and years ago, were so in favor of just real, raw, authentic content and unpolished. And then there was a trend to super overly produced, polished, content. And that still, has some relevance, but I think way more we're back to people. People just want real, raw, authentic. And if the information is good, if there's value in what's being shared, that's what's most important.
Yeah. So I'm gonna upload this picture now. If I was doing this sort of on my own, and I had a little more time, we can clean this up later. I would probably remove the background from this and make it a little bit cleaner. But for now, I'm just gonna insert your picture.
We're trying to come up with the minimum viable version of this,
right?
And then we can always make it better. Minimum viable version, and then we can always make it better. And one idea I want to share, so I don't lose this. When I was making my coffee and taking a little bathroom break, you shared the idea of, for example, using this for a listing, just for example.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a simple engine, and it relates to or ties into. I just reimagined my sign, the yard signs that I'm using for listings.
Right.
And the main call to action on the sign is just a giant QR code. And that QR code is going to go to a simple landing page where people can share their information in exchange for all the photos, the video tour, the floor plans, the disclosures, all of that stuff. And I am confident that over the next 12 months, with those signs, just from that, I will generate hundreds of leads just from that.
Definitely. That's like really underutilized, the sign writer stuff. Andrew was messaging me the other day about texting on signs too.
And the QR code, old school used to be the flyer boxes, but then you got to fill them back up and whatever. And QR code, like everybody knows how to scan a QR code now, thanks to COVID and restaurant menus and that kind of stuff. So it becomes way more simple. And then I just want to illustrate also the power in email. Like it's crazy. Email marketing today is still as useful, and it feels like something that if you go back 2007, 8, 9 and listen to any like marketing stuff that Ryan and I put together or shared, even 2010, 2011, that your email database, it was like that was the thing that we were hammering, that's the most valuable asset you have, and even more today than ever. And very specific example, what I shared last week on the live stream, a two-step email process. I have taken 2 new listings since then. Both are going live tomorrow. One coming soon, and one, actually, I think they'll both be coming soon tomorrow and then be active early next week. And those came from email marketing. And I think the stats still say that anywhere from a 35 to 44 to 1 ROI is what the ROI on email marketing. Email and direct mail, there's a lot of ROI in those 2 buckets.
Yep. So what I was doing while you were talking, I got the page made, I got the thank you page made, and I'm going very simple. We're going to do a double opt-in, check your email to access the 3-step plan. Josh, I've been doing thank you pages that say, hey, prove to me you're not a bot. It's kind of fun.
Yep.
Or something like that. But you could put a video on basically you could put a video on this page that tells people what you want them to do next. For now, we're just going to leave this like this for the sake of speed. So that's your landing page, right?
Okay. Yep.
And then I'll send you the URL later to promote for this, Josh. But let's go to the next step, and that is going to be the confirmation email that goes out.
Okay.
And we're living in a time where, you and I used to do a ton of single opt-in, and I still do it some places. But we're living in a time where it kind of makes sense to make sure that the person opting in is not a bot and make them jump through this hoop because of how much spam is out there.
Think about it this way. Would you rather have 100 people on an email list and have 8 out of 10 of them, or 8 out of 100 of them, 8% of them open your emails? Or would you rather have 10 people and 8 of the 10 open? Right? So like total subscribers is kind of a vanity metric. Engaged subscribers, people that actually will open and click your emails, that's what you want. And so yes, it's adding a little resistance or friction into the process, but like, who cares if someone doesn't open your emails, doesn't look at your emails? It's like if a tree falls in the woods, like it's as if it doesn't exist. So I would rather have a smaller audience that are engaged, that will open my emails, that will reply to my emails and so forth, versus having this big, huge list of people that are just not engaged and not interested.
Absolutely. So what I did here, Josh, is to confirm your email address and access this 3-step plan, please click here. You'll also be subscribed to receive weekly updates with valuable trainings, tech tips, and other resources. We're just letting them know that they're joining your email list. So
Right.
There's some clarity, but we're using the hook, the thing that they're opting in for, as the reason why they're clicking. They click, and then this thank you message, there's a few ways to go about this. One, you can say, okay, thanks for confirming. I'm going to send you another email with the stuff. Or we can make a page right now that basically just takes them straight to the stuff.
And that's what I sent the assets for. So that's what I envisioned as that page is like the hub of delivering the thing they wanted and giving them a choose your own adventure opportunity to explore that concept in more detail by either scheduling a call with me, a strategy call with me, or watching a longer version of this 3-step plan, or even a deeper dive, full-on masterclass into that plan.
So you want to see a quick and dirty trick. I don't know if you meant to do this, but this can, in theory, be the page you take people to.
So I thought there was a way to do that. I wanted it to have the Loom preview. But maybe not. I mean, maybe that. I kind of wanted things to be embedded.
Well, we're gonna embed, but I want to make the point that
it doesn't have to be difficult.
You can just kind of take them to the doc with all the info on it, and especially Josh, we're both pretty ready, fire, aim. And some people don't like this, but if I'm testing a new idea, I'm going to put all this effort into driving traffic, and I don't know if the messaging is going to work. Right. So I'd rather spend an hour building out a simple engine, do the MVP, minimum viable product, use this Google Doc, run my ad, see if people opt in. If I get some traction, then I go back and, all right, well, let's make this a more engaging page because I want a pixel on it so I can retarget, all this other stuff.
Totally. And that makes so much sense, right? Like you don't want to invest, you don't want to spend hours building something only to figure out it's people aren't interested. They're not engaging, right? So like quick, like you said, ready, fire, aim. The faster you can get out the minimum viable version of it, the better.
And at this point, they've opted in. They've taken a few steps, jumped through some hoops for you. They get this doc, and let's just see what the first 10 leads do. Basically, is my thinking. But when we want to put all this stuff on a page, Josh, the way I would go about it is I would probably Control-C, Control-V. This is kind of cool. I don't know if you've seen this, but I can literally, in the canvas here, I have to publish the last thing I did before it lets me. I can copy the initial landing page.
Yep.
And then I can call this 3-step plan 50 thank you page. And the reason I cloned is because I basically end up with the same design again.
Yeah.
I get a new URL up here that I can call thank you page. I'm just showing people quick. And now we can start to embed all those assets on this page.
Yep.
And then go back. I'm intentionally moving very quickly here, guys. The advantage to having the standalone page, like I said, is you can install scripts.
Just hop over to Josh Schoenly Coaching on YouTube if you want to see the screen and what Ryan's doing.
Yep. And then the thank you page, I would then just change it to be that URL of the thank you page I made. All right. So that's how we would refine. I have the thank you page here. So later today, Josh, I'll go and clean this up for you. I'll put like your assets and stuff in there. But basically what we've got so far in about 15 minutes, we got a nice little landing page using some templating. We have a nice offer. We have a thank you flow where they can go and get the stuff right away. And then we can start to build out a sequence here. There's one step that Daniel at Quentin is going to be, if he's watching us, I did invite him. He's going to be shaking his head and saying, put the tag in, put the tag in. But he's going to be saying it in German. I don't know how to do that. Put the tag in, right? So one important step, always tag where your people are coming from and who they are. So I'm going to add a tag here, Josh, because you're going to have this database doing a bunch of different stuff. And we're just going to call this 3-step plan.
He's here.
Oh, is he here? Is he commenting?
Look at that. That's great.
How do I say it in German?
Yeah, drop in the comment. How do you say put the tag in German? Or how would you explain to someone in German that step in the process? That'd be great.
And then I could, if I want, I could do, if I know that I'm running this from a Facebook ad to this landing page, for example, I could tag the traffic source in there too. Just a little bonus, Josh. So as you get going, you could have different landing pages for different traffic sources and so on. Tagging. All right, that's easy. It's always something like that. It's always like a cognate, you know.
Tagging.
Okay. So I'm tagging here, and then what I've done is I've dragged over an email sequence right here, right? And this block will house a sequence of events, mostly emails. Eventually text and things like that can be in here, but it's sort of like what people are used to with like a regular campaign builder, right? So send mail. This, Josh, is where you're going to put your thank you message, your 3-step plan, because we know a lot of people get distracted. They opt in on the landing page. Even if you send them the stuff in the thank you page, they get lost in the shuffle, right?
Sure.
They don't understand it. So your 3-step plan. I'm going to get rid of this big headline thing here.
Yep.
And I'm just going to say hi. I'm going to insert placeholder, contact first name. Josh, you're going to rewrite this, or you can tell me what to write in your voice.
I'll rewrite it later.
Okay. Thanks for checking out my 3-step plan for closing 50 deals in 2026. You can click here to access it now and in the future. Josh, this will be the link back, right?
Yep.
I'm just going to throw the doc link in here now just to make sure this actually works. I've also, so there's a few directions you can go here. You can try to go for a response to get interaction.
Yeah.
So you can, just curious, how long have you been in real estate? Trying to generate the kind of engagement that signals to the email service providers that this person wants to talk with you. Or you can, I think Daniel might say, I know he likes to get the click, right? So you can induce the click a little more and reference something in the doc. So you'll also notice, so I'm pulling the doc over. So you might say something like, you'll also notice in the link above, and I'm just going to link to the same thing again, the Google Doc.
Yep.
That I have to I want to stop this from linking. That I have a private Skool community, which, Josh, you have like 700 people in that thing.
There's a lot of bots in there, I think. I don't know.
Is there?
I don't know how many real people. And
well, that's not a nice thing to call your members.
I'm not. Well, no. No, I mean, I didn't mean the real people in there, the real agents in there. But here's where I need to, and this is something I'm committing to for the new year, is creating more of a community sense. I've used it more as a place to house replays and content and resources, but haven't done a good enough job of turning it into like an actual community. But yeah, there's a decent amount of people in there.
Okay, so I just wrote what I wanted to write here. So just joshvips.com, whatever. I don't know what link you're using, but quick, simple welcome, right?
Yep.
Closed. And I'll let you do your thing here, right? Hit save. And then let's talk a little bit, Josh, about what your overall goal of this funnel is. Do you want people to schedule a meeting with you at the end of the day?
That would absolutely. So the top level goal would be to schedule a strategy session. It's easy for me to say, but for them to schedule time on my calendar.
Session. So we are adding more calls to action to this email than we probably should. I'll let you clean this up, but we should, with the PS, we might want to go after the main goal to try to get it for you quickly. So if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one strategy session to chat about the direction, it could be just to chat about implementing your 3-step plan, right?
Yep.
Implementing the 3-step plan
in your business or whatever.
Yeah, in your business. Feel free to schedule a one-on-one with me anytime. And then do you have a calendar link that I can quickly?
Yeah, it should be. It's in the doc.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you had like a short link for it, but I'll find it.
Growwithjosh.com/20, I think. Growwithjosh.com/20. Yep, that's the right one. That goes to that same link.
Okay. Is that Calendly or high level?
It's high level. Yep.
.com//20. Okay. So the thing I wanted to show everybody is that with Quentin, you can kind of orient the sequence here to a goal. So I'm going to hit save. I'm hitting the green publish up top just to make sure this is all kind of published and saved. And what I can do is I can come back to my trigger items here and I can drag another action in that is the goal. Josh, in your case, a lot of times it's going to be a meeting. In your case, the goal is probably going to be some kind of Zapier hook or something that we send back to Quentin when you get the appointment scheduled, right? So I'll probably do something.
Using Calendly, it would.
Calendly has a native integration.
It does.
So does cal.com. So if you were using Calendly for the meeting, it's really cool. You can basically say, hey, if somebody schedules this particular meeting in my Calendly list, and it's really easy to set up. You just connect your Calendly. Go ahead.
I'm going to go on a rant here to everybody listening. Okay. I'm going to go on a rant.
Uh-oh. Wait, let me get my coffee.
No, yeah, you should get your coffee. So I do this. I share this stuff a lot. And I just know that we got a lot of real estate agents that get all wound up about this and that and the other thing and the cost associated with that. And there is something to be said for that, meaning you shouldn't spend money frivolously on things that don't produce results for you. And also, that mentality can keep you stuck at the production level that you're at. Why does this relate to Calendly? My immediate thought is, well, one of the reasons why I'm using a Go High Level link is it saves me money. But if it makes it easier and faster and cleaner for me to do this, and I know that Calendly, that's the thing that they do, meaning their portal is better than Go High Levels that does this and this and this and this and this and this and this. I think I just convinced myself to go back using Calendly is what.
Well, whatever.
No,
it's like 5 minutes for me, Josh, to build the API connection to High Level and set it as a goal.
My point is, hold the things you should hold the things you're paying for. You should hold them accountable to your business. And also, I just know that in talking with real estate agents, they trip over pennies to try and get to dimes. And we're paid quite nicely in this business. Find the stuff that works, and instead of finding a reason not to pay for it, find a reason to pay more for it so that you can do even more of the good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let me show you another way we could handle this too. That wouldn't have triggered you so bad, on this rant. Another way we could do this, and we can have multiple kind of goals. Quentin has a staging. It's actually pretty cool and easy to use, but they have like a sales pipeline staging functionality built in where you can change the status. And you could just say, hey, if somebody moves to the stage, whatever you would call it in your funnel, you would call it like met with or something, then it would stop the emails. The reason I'm bringing this up is that we can orient the full sequence here to be about generating one of these goals. And we can have
way
100.
off topic. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ryan, I'm going to take this call because this perfectly aligns to the topic earlier. Hello, this is Josh. Yeah. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Do you have or know of anybody who might have a property they're looking to sell? Okay. Well, I got to shoot my shot, right? I'll get that number removed, and my apologies. Yeah. Yeah, we were playing phone tag. Yep. Beautiful. I appreciate it. Thanks. You too. Bye. So here's why I took that call. This was before Ryan was on. I was sharing a text script that is working incredibly well to get motivated sellers to raise their hand. I've been playing phone tag with this guy since yesterday. He was calling from that text that I sent to him yesterday. Hey, Ryan, would you consider selling your property at street address to a private client of mine before the end of the year? And it was not, he was calling to let me know that I was referring to him as Robert, who owned this property, and it's Jeff, and he doesn't own that property. So that happens. But the reason why I was so excited to take that call is because when people call from that text, I would say 50% of the time, it turns into something really good. It didn't there. Notice I took my shot, right? I still asked him, do you know anybody? He didn't, but he was super pleasant about it. He wasn't like, yelling at me or screaming at me or anything like that. So that script works even when it doesn't work, right? Like, or even when you have bad information or wrong information.
Awesome. You shot your shot.
Nothing. Shoot the shot, baby.
I'm what I've been doing is I've been adding a couple more emails to the sequence. What I did, I just did one that was, hey, just curious, did you have time to watch the thing that you downloaded yesterday, the three-step plan? Then I'm another day in here and I'm just saying, hi, I just wanted to mention, in case you're interested, I have a big library of stuff, of classes over here. Josh, you're going to change all this, but the reason I'm bringing it up is in the email sequence, you can start to reference the other things you have related to the thing.
Right.
So maybe you spend some more days on the three-step plan and referencing specific points inside of the plan. But just to get a quick little email sequence up, to stay ahead of your first opt-ins here, I'm just kind of linking over to the Skool classroom room here for you. And then I'm sticking with the same PS. If you'd like to schedule a strategy session, I'm just leaving that there. So let's save this so everybody can see. And you can see what I've done is I've kind of got a 3-day little mini email sequence set up. That best practice will be, Josh, to go and put like 20 emails in here over time. I'm building one of these out for thanks.io. I didn't sit down and write 20 emails, but I wrote the first 5. And now I have a recurring task in my calendar that keeps popping up that says add an email to the thanks.io autoresponder. So that could be one way you build that.
Related to the deal of the week. Let's say you build a 1-hour email engine around offering the deal of the week and in fact, I'm building something out like this for one of my new agent partners at EXP, where we're building out an email engine or a lead engine or a lead funnel, whatever words, they all mean the same thing, right? Around price reduced properties in Fort Worth. Well, we could build out the landing page and the engine all around that. And you don't have to have some long automated follow-up, because ideally every week, whether it's on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, you're going to just email a deal of the week that is relevant to now, right? And so like, you don't have to you want to have enough to warm them up a little bit, but then beyond that, you should have a non-automated thing that you send them every week. Non-automated. It's just like,
this is the work, but in any funnel, like send something unique and timely right now.
it's part of the reason why in my deal of the week subject line, I put the date. Like it's another signal to them. This, like, I literally wrote this today. Now I wrote it yesterday and scheduled it to go out, but you get the point, right? Like it's relevant now. It's not something it's not some automated or like system generated or AI, whatever. It's like it's a personal communication on some level anyway.
So while we were talking, I made out a quick pipeline. People probably saw me do that on the screen, but you see how quick you can do it. I just went in the Quentin's pipeline builder. I added 3 stages, clicked the view plan, scheduled a meeting to discuss, not interested. If any of those things happen, Josh, basically where you kind of drag them into that stage, or we use automation to make that stage happen, it'll stop sending the emails. Maybe you want to keep sending the emails. You can also, just so you know, you could also, Josh, go, okay, well, this happened. Now let's tag them. Daniel's going to be laughing at me. We don't even have to tag them. We could start.
Say, Ryan, du musst ordentlich tagen. That was terrible German. Terrible. Yeah, that was awful.
So basically, when somebody goes through this little email engine, maybe you have a broader, longer campaign that's more general. You can move people between campaigns here, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, let me, Daniel, like that. This isn't letting the cat out of the bag, but let me make it very tactical. What I just said about the deal of the week for this, what I am sending or will be sending this audience is an invite to my weekly mastermind every week. My deal of the week is my Wednesday mastermind, which is a free way that I can provide value and help agents. And so, like, but I can't automate that because every week it's a different topic. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes it's a specific topic. Like today is cold outbound versus warm inbound motivated seller leads. How to generate them? What does that look like? And then how do you convert them into actual clients? That's the topic today. Next week, I don't think we'll have one next week because it's Thanksgiving week. But the following week, I have a guest coming on, right? So that topic, that content that I send is going to be unique and relevant to that week. So I don't have to have some super robust and detailed where there's all kinds of stuff on the screen here and things going everywhere. I want to warm them up a little bit, capture, get the attention of the ones that are ready now, because some of them will just schedule on my calendar, which, by the way, if you want to schedule time on my calendar, just text me or DM me. And some of them won't, but then I have a system in place to convert more of them, which is just my weekly mastermind. Yep.
So, so far, this looks like a lot and complicated. Like if you saw a screenshot of this out in the wild, you'd be like, that looks like a lot to do. But what, and I'm very familiar with the system at this point, but what did it take us? A half hour while we were talking?
Yeah. And Ryan, you have a crazy offer for people that want some help with this, right? How would they get that information?
Yeah. Quentin.us/$1. Thank you, Josh. $1.
Quentin.us/$1. And we'll, here, I'll put that.
Yeah, put that on there in StreamYard for me.
Yeah. If you want Ryan's help with something like this, go to, and I'm going to copy and paste it because I know Quentin is spelled funny, and I have it in our chat stream here. Not that well. I mean, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Basically, so there's 2 things going on here. This engine itself, Josh, I have a course live. I think it's just at 1houremailengine.com. Engine.com. I think I bought a domain and redirected it. I did. And there's like 5 modules that basically walk you through everything I did there and goes a little deeper on like ideation of what the lead magnet and the hook will be. And then basically as we launch Quentin here in the United States, I have some time, and for $1, I'm basically will get on a meeting with you for an hour and set it all up. And the $1 is basically a $1 trial of Quentin. So if you want to try the platform out,
it's a bribe. It's a bribe.
It's a bribe.
But it's providing real tangible value. It's a grand slam offer because you get and I'll toot Ryan's horn here. Ryan has been doing this stuff for more than 20 years, has worked at some of the biggest companies in our industry, is on many levels, a marketing savant, and getting that amount of help and support for $1 is a grand slam offer. It's real.
Yeah, I won't be able to do it forever. It's
Yeah.
for the next few months, but especially in real estate for the people watching, like I'll be able to build you something that kind of works. I'm at pretty high confidence. And it's not going to be fancy. It's going to be mostly stuff like what Josh does and talks about, some kind of simple list offer, with a consistent follow up.
Maybe it's for a specific listing, but then you'll have an engine that you can duplicate for every listing.
Yep.
And I change these couple of things, and now I do it again. And I change these couple of things, and I do it again. And I'm building this big bucket of people that, let's face it, when people, you can think what you want, say what you want. When people request information about a specific listing, the intent level is higher than just someone opting in for a list. That marketing still works great. I'm setting one up for one of my agent partners, and it'll create opportunities for him, no doubt in my mind. But when people take action around a specific listing, there's usually some intent there. Either they're interested, or they know somebody who's interested, or some reason.
Yeah, it's interesting, the whole funnels around a listing thing. I'm seeing people do more coming soons through Thanks.io. I've seen some postcards. The Property Boost product over there at Inside Real Estate through Bold Trail.
Yeah,
So a lot of people watching this have probably used that. And it always kills me because people will run those ads and spend the money, but they don't have anything on the back end to nurture those property options.
That's a whole other topic. Here's what you do with every one of those, 60 seconds or less. You should absolutely figure out every single one of them if they own a home. You append their mailing info. You add them to a direct mail follow-up. You add them to a market report. You what was the other thing? There's one other thing that you do there.
You go to the house and knock on the door.
Well, now I'm not doing.
You send the carrier pigeon.
Yeah. Right. But people are totally dropping the ball on that, and not understanding the value in those leads, in those contacts.
And in automation and everything you're doing. I forget all the time. When I met Daniel out there in Germany, I tend to rush and build these funnels with just a few emails, and he's retraining me, so to speak, to realize, why don't my sequences have 50 emails as an automated follow-up? It's like an hour or two of effort to set up some automation, and then it runs for you on autopilot. And just to wrap this up with a bow, Quentin is really good at doing this stuff. So, Josh, next steps for you on this funnel, you got to set up some traffic.
Yep.
So
I'm going to set up two different ways to drive traffic. I'm going to do a traffic landing page campaign, and I'm going to do a lead ad campaign. And I'm running out of time because I have to make a couple of calls, and I still have to prep a little bit for the mastermind. So I will be doing that either later today or early tomorrow morning. And then maybe Ryan will come back on maybe Friday or something like that. And we can review some of that'll give enough time to have some results generated. And we might even build on a few other things that we can explain from that. For example, with the lead ad, I'll probably collect a phone number and maybe use blue text to text the agents that are requesting it, something like that. We'll see. We'll get into the weeds a little bit more on that.
I put the module in here for you to connect your lead ad, but we'll talk more about that. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Yep.
So I'm going to put a bow on a couple of things. I literally just got a warm inbound motivated seller lead, and I'm going to call them now, and you can follow along for what that looks like and what that sounds like. And if you want more information on that, you should absolutely come join me at 11 for our mastermind, because I'm going to do a deep dive on cold outbound versus warm inbound motivated seller lead gen, and how to convert them, how to generate them, what the different sources are that I'm using that are working, what to avoid. Hi, I was trying to reach Giovanni.
Yes, who is it?
This is Josh. I was calling because it looks like you had filled out a form on our site looking for an offer for, what is it, 3227 Joyce Street?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Any idea how much you're looking to get for it?
Around 360.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 360.
Okay.
It's half an acre. There's tenants in there. They pay $22.50. I really don't wanna like get them out of there. They're good tenants.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm willing like to work with somebody. Buy it and keep them in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
they beg me for that. They beg me for that.
what has you thinking about selling?
Say that again?
What has you thinking about selling? If you've got tenants in there and they're good tenants and all that, what
I have another house right here in Cornwall,
Mhm.
and I want to buy another house. I'm gonna get married, so I want to buy a house in Lidditz.
Well,
And I think-
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I think I have to sell one of the houses
Okay.
to be able to afford another one. I don't want to go too risky.
Yeah. Lidditz is a beautiful town.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So it's you're looking for 360. It's almost half an acre. I would assume it's 4-bed, 2-bath. I haven't actually. Let me pull it up here also.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 and 2. Correct.
Okay. Let me pull it up here. How long have the tenants been in there?
In December is 1 year.
Oh, okay. So not very long. And do they where are they lease wise? Did you sign a new lease with them or?
No. I still haven't signed the new lease for this upcoming year.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So okay, I see it.
They were gonna buy the house, but they can't afford it.
They can't afford to purchase it, you mean? So they can't afford a mortgage on it because you're giving them a good deal on the rent?
Yeah, they said they couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
To buy the house.
Probably
down payment and all that, maybe.
So is it something where for you to buy the new house with the new wife, you need the proceeds from the sale or you just don't want to have the debt?
I don't want to have the debt.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Risky. I don't want to. Yeah, it's too much.
Okay. And it looks like you have a mortgage on it. I don't know. Is the balance is around what, 265, something like that?
Yep, around there. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
265, correct.
All right. Do you know about what your rate is on that?
6.275, I think.
Okay.
6.575, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Okay. Let's see here. It looks like the taxes around 4,400.
You keep the houses and you rent them out, or you sell them, or what?
I mean, it depends on the situation, right? So, like, we are not a one size fits all. I'm a licensed agent. I'm an investor. We've got a lot of investor clients. So when I'm talking with someone like yourself, what I'm trying to do is just to determine what solution or solutions might be the best option, and then putting that together in one form or another. I will tell you that yours is, I mean, it's a little bit of a tricky one, right? Because for someone to buy it and keep the tenants, it would be difficult for it to cash flow, so that definitely becomes a little bit of a tricky scenario with it. So I want to kind of brainstorm how we might structure an offer or an option for you that could work, and then also make it so that we don't have to displace those tenants who it sounds like are happy and want to stay. All right. Well, what if we do this? Let me work on this, see what options we might be able to come up with for you, and then I will follow up with you sometime tomorrow, most likely in the afternoon, but maybe in the morning.
Okay, that's perfect. I'll wait for your phone call.
And then what I'll also do, Giovanni, is I will text you my contact info, so you have that, and so you know that I'm legit and all that good stuff as well.
Okay, that's good.
Perfect. Hey man, I appreciate the time, and I will be in touch.
All right, thank you. Thanks.
You bet. Bye-bye. So that was a motivated seller. That was a warm inbound lead. Again, we're going to unpack that in great detail later today. And I don't know, that wasn't necessarily a great one, in that it's going to be tricky. It's Josh with EXP Realty. I appreciate the time. I'm going to get to work on this to see if we can come up with a solution for you, and I will be in touch tomorrow. And so I'm going to, I sent that. I'm going to also send my full contact card as well. And then, since I promised this early on, for those of you who are sticking on, I do have one more call that I will make here live to, this is an appointment that I set using the text that I shared at the very beginning of the live stream, the text script that I shared at the very beginning, that is working incredibly well to get motivated sellers to raise their hand and potentially, potentially be interested in selling. So this is one that I set up yesterday, and I am going to call him right now. And while I do that, I'm going to bring up his property. Hi, is that Stanley? Good morning. It's Josh. How are you? Not much. You got a couple minutes? Yeah. All right. So 3236 Rittner Highway. You you might be open to selling it? Is that okay? All right. I'm just bringing it up here. All right. So, how many units is it? 2. It's only 2. That's weird. It's the way it's zoned. The way it's zoned, it says 5+, or it's zoned as. Yeah, it's zoned as garden apartments, 5+ units. So it sounds like potentially more could be added, although it's a small lot. Okay, so it's 2 units. What's the breakdown number of bedrooms?
And the one unit is 2 bedrooms, and the other unit is 3.
Okay, so it's got 1 2-bedroom, 1 3-bedroom, and are they currently? Is it currently occupied?
One of them is, one of them isn't.
Okay, which one's occupied?
The one with 3 bedrooms.
What are they paying?
What do you mean?
What do they pay per month?
That's my business, Doc. I'm not gonna tell you that. We're not here to discuss what I made.
Okay.
What I rent out for. We discuss who I want to sell the property.
No problem, Stanley. I wasn't trying to get into your business. I'm just trying to understand as much information as I possibly can, so we can see if we can come up with an offer, that would make sense for you. Are all the utilities split?
Yes.
Okay, so you pay taxes and insurance. Do you pay water, sewer, trash?
No water, no sewer, just trash.
Just trash. So you pay trash, taxes, and insurance, and whatever, maintenance, that kind of stuff. How long has the other one been vacant?
I stopped renting that out last year.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe 2 years ago now.
Okay. All right. So we got about 1/3 of an acre. All right. Do you have?
They said it's a 1/3 of an acre, Doc, but it's more than that.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Any idea what you need to get for it to have it make sense for you?
150 negotiable.
Got it. If we wanted to, I certainly don't want to bother the one that's occupied, but if we wanted to check out the vacant one, is that something that would be possible?
I would let you check out both of them.
Okay. Let me see here. Yeah.
Before the beginning of next year, it's not gonna be possible.
Okay.
All right, holidays are here. People have stuff to do. I'll be traveling, so
Okay.
I mean, beginning of next year be better time.
Yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem. I mean, you know, I have some guys that, and they want, for tax purposes, they're trying to get something before the end of the year, so they can take the accelerated depreciation on something and save themselves on taxes, but it's not going to be a deal breaker if we have to wait a little bit on that. Yeah, totally. Would what's your schedule look like Friday?
Which Friday?
This Friday.
No, can't do it.
Okay.
This week is completely out.
Next week's holiday week. Should we look at the week of like December 1st? Do you have something?
That's why I said beginning of next year, because I don't know. I have to check my wife. I'm not sure if we leave the first week of December or the second week. I'm not sure.
Okay. So you tell me what would make sense. Should I just hang on to your info and give you a call, you know, in January, or?
Yeah, I would say that would be best.
Okay.
That would be best because, like I said, I'm not sure. I know this month, to forget it. I mean, this week is out. Next week is the holiday, you know. So we're looking December, maybe December, but I'm not sure. I have to check my wife.
Okay.
She has it on calendar.
Well, so what I'm gonna do, Stanley, when we hang up, I'm gonna text you. I called you on my personal cell. We were texting on one of our business lines. I'll share that info. I'll share my contact info so you know I'm legit. And then, you know, we can just kind of keep in touch until the timing is right. I will be in Newville, if not Friday, early next week. I might just probably ride by it because I can pull up info on Google, etc. But just take a drive by. I won't pull in or anything, but just get a sense of what it looks like from the road, and then we'll figure out whenever the timing is right to put something together for you. Awesome. Hey, thanks, Stanley. I appreciate the time. All right. Bye-bye. Again, an example of that came from cold outreach. We're going to unpack it. It was the text script from this morning. And in fact, it was right this. Nope, not that one. Not that one. This one. That was Stanley. Just spoke with Stanley. So I'm going to wrap up here with a couple of things. I'm going to text him. Blue text. Hey, Stanley. It's Josh. Thanks for the time. I will share my full contact info as well. And keep me posted as to when you would be ready to proceed. So I am going to share my contact, and then I'm going to set a reminder. He said first of the year because of holidays and travel and stuff like that. But you never know. And I will ride by it because it's one that I might be interested in. And if I'm not, I definitely have investor buyers that would be interested. In fact, I know I could get him an offer by the end of the day today on it. So I'm just sharing my contact here. And there we go. Share that. And voila. Now, if you want, come in for a landing here, wrapping up. If you want to join me, it's now in an hour for our weekly mastermind. It's open on Zoom. The topic is cold outbound or outreach versus warm inbound motivated seller leads, where they come from, the different types or buckets, how to convert them, and my personal experience. And I'll share resources, scripting, etc. We're going to do a deep dive on it. I have some slides. I shared some of the, you got a sneak peek at some of those. If you want to join me for that, you can go to growwithjosh.com/MM, growwithjosh.com/MM, or you can text me at 717-571-0456. I can send you the link there. If you miss it or can't make it for that, all of the replays, we edit them, clean them up a bit, and include that and the resources in our free Skool community. If you go to, you should find the link in the description above or below this video, or it's in Skool, Skool.com, leads, listings, leverage. And if you go to Classroom, you can check out the replays there. Let me see here. Vern texted for some of the resources. We got a couple other that had texted for it. So I'll get back to you. I'm going to regroup. I'll be back on here at 11 a.m. Thanks for spending time this morning. And hope to see you at 11. And if not, tomorrow morning, same time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern.